Yo. So, it seems like I can do the anchoring technique pretty well at 120 BPM, which is pretty good. Well, I don't know if it's pretty good, but I had to slow it down to 80 a couple of days ago, so. But I think I could be a little more. I also notice the higher up you get, it's harder to maintain the anchoring. I'm gonna try trying to do the alternative spider walk, and maybe I'll just lower it to 110, just so I have a little extra wiggle room. So this is something I've noticed in regards to this flying pinky situation. You really need to like maintain like the blood flow as if you're having a grip, even though you still want it to float above, because if you let go then it just like shoots right out. But you have to maintain like a grip and like the blood flowing through your pinky without it like gripping into the fretboard, because you don't want to put the pinky down at that point, but you just want it right over the string. This is a game of inches. I'm gonna try 150 a little. We probably did enough spider walk, but I'm just gonna try to. Let's try 200 and see if I can keep up while doing some anchoring. Pretty difficult. I mean, I kind of had it there for a sec, but it seems I fuck it up at the last string. I can keep up with it normally, but when you like try to hold your fingers down to the last moment, that's tougher. So I also Or I guess I'll do the alternative spider walk at 200 real quick to see how that goes. Alright, I'm gonna lower it, and then I'm gonna try to do this big, extended 4-note per string soloing shape and like work my way down from high up with the anchoring system. Now we're really stretching. This might be as low as we can go. For now. Fingers are burning. That's a good practice. And so in the time that we've done that, we were able to work our way much lower. Like work our way down to the 4th fret. And that's a pretty big stretch. Like try that at home. Whole step, half step, whole step. That shape. All on one string. Yeah, and the hard part is the anchoring for that, especially when you're stretching so far. It would be easy if you can go and just let go of that. But to hold your pinky down the whole time, you have to maintain the stretch for the entire duration of the, I don't know what you would call it, phrase. That's pretty good. I'm gonna keep that in my rotation. And then maybe one day I could like reach all the way to the first fret. Like I can do it, but it's like it's pretty tough, honestly. Like that's alright. Well, let's try doing this arpeggio shit. Ah, it's doing so well. Jesus. The beat, natural notes. The D. To G. And back to C. So I think that was not an amazing, incredible run. There were small mistakes, but that might have been our best one yet. Really. It'd be cool to get that one up to speed with no mistakes, and then you can start. And through this process, I've already started putting in these arpeggiated, these 4-note arpeggios into my lick. Well, gee, what do you want to do today? I could try and work on that minor arpeggio shape. Or maybe I'll learn more licks. I want to learn a bunch of licks. Why do they call them licks? Because you lick them from other people. Let me lick that. Beginner licks. Fuck it. What happened? Beginner licks. Beginner guitar licks.
You guys are having a great day today. For this week's video, we are going to... Now on the screen below here, you will see the pentatonic scale that most of these licks are based off of. So pause the video and learn it if you don't know it. If you do know it, great. Let's move on to example number 1. Alright, let's start with example number 1. I've entitled this one, The Basic Bend. So there's only 2 strings we need for this lick right off your pentatonic scale, so it's going to be nice and easy. Rhythmic.
That's Zeppelin right there. I don't know if it is Zeppelin, but that's in like Heartbreaker. So yeah, I mean, it's like, the fucked up thing is, I think I probably already know a lot of these licks. I just kind of do them. But it'd be cool to start labeling like, oh, that's that one lick that's like. Or whatever the fuck.
It's simple. We've got a quarter note followed by 8th notes. So nice and easy. But basically this one is just to help you guys master that full tone bend that is ubiquitous across almost every style of music and will put you in great stead for the rest of your life. So very important bend. Let's hear what the lick sounds like and then we'll go through that.
Oh, he wants to play it like this. So there's this good little way to practice bends that I got from your boy Bernth, where it's like you play the note above that you're gonna be bending to first, and you practice bending exactly to that note. Like, he wants me to do a full bend there. I kind of think it sounds better with the half. Because that's like the blues scale. That note. Basic. I guess he does call it the basic bend.
You want to pause it, look at the tab, practice it. Basically, the bend practice. I'm not sure how far to bend until you go full tone. Just simply move that note up to the frets, so we'll go from 7 to 9. That's going to be our target. So, add the blues to
the basic blues.
Making it the blues scale. That's the name. So the blues scale adds take it slow. Just practice that chromatic. So that gets a little tricky doing chromatics and skipping a string and then heading back to the root note, which is entitled Simple Pentatonic.
Simple
Now, we're
pentatonic.
going to start off with a classic pentatonic lick, and then in measure 2 we've got that full tone bend again. We're practicing on example number 1, so this will help us in accuracy on that as well. Let's take a listen to the first part. So, you've probably heard it before if you listen to certain styles of music, but we're going to bar first and second string with one finger. For that, I'm going to stretch out to the 8th fret. And then the second measure. So here's the whole thing. And again, let's hear it how it sounds like in the mix. Number 4 is called chromatic lick. Now, if you're not familiar with the term, it just means playing side by side. So what we're going to do is take the pentatonic scale, which is usually played on 5 and 7, 5 and 7, 5 and 7, and then add some sixes. So we can connect those two. And it sounds like this. So just practice that section. I think you should get alternating strokes a little bit faster. You can play it 12 downs, but I think alternating strokes is better long term for developing speed. But anyway, here's the whole lick. I'll play it for you guys. I like it because it goes from low to high. Here's what it sounds like. All right, let's throw this lick in a mix and see what it sounds like. Let's move on to example number 5, which
Boring
is
way to
blues number
play.
2. So if you remember in the first basic blues one, we added the 6th fret, which was that flat 5. That note right there. We are going to add that note, but an octave up. Right there. We're supposed to move to the D on 7th fret, but we are going to add the flat 5. So, lots of color in this one. Again, we've got a bend, and we've got a couple bars that we need to do on 8th fret with your pinky finger, which can be a little bit tricky, but let's play it slow and then we'll bring it up to speed. Okay, so you can see that little pinky bar that we have to do. Let's play it a little bit faster. Let's play it a little bit faster. All right, let's throw it in a mix and check it out.
Imagine copying exact licks, the focal point of your
On
guitar
6,
playing.
it is Bend City.
This
All we
dude,
need is
Daryl
bend.
Braun
So we can
guitar,
bend up to the same pitch, which
disgraceful.
makes, I think it easier to practice in some way. So when we bend up the 7th fret and then we play the 5th fret on the next string, on 2nd string, it's going to actually be the same pitch. Just like that. Really cool effect for guitar, used all the time, but I think this will be a good way to practice. So here we go. We're going to do 5 in a row, and then we're going to end, again, all 8th notes, so don't worry about the rhythm. Here's what it sounds like nice and slow.
yeah, the double stops. I'm a big fan of those. It's very Hendrix. I love bending right there because this note is like an extra note. It's not in the pentatonic, but it adds like a really interesting. So it's like we got this. That's not in there, but you can bend there with a double stop.
So a double stop is just playing two notes together. We are going to use our first finger to bar the second string and third string. So we're going to be using those ones back to back to back. Here's what the lick sounds like really slowly.
Extremely tasty licks. 10 extremely tasty licks you should learn. Man, that lick was tasty.
Hi, my name is Paul David, and in this video I'll share with you 10 meticulously hand-selected organic juicy licks. Every player needs licks in his vocabulary. The licks I'm showing are either embellishments of chords or little solo licks. But for all
This dude seems like he
those
has
occasions, you can
more
use them in
jazz
playing. You start off with
sensibilities,
the easiest and build it up from there to the most difficult.
which I'm down
and
for.
the tabs are available on my Patreon page. Here's extremely tasty lick number 1.
Oh no, he's taking it.
This lick shows you
He's taking licks from famous songs. So we're gonna learn the lick from
don't
"While
need
My
many
Guitar
notes to
Gently
have an
Weeps,"
iconic lick. It's a 5.
which, if you didn't know, that's Clapton. That's Eric Clapton playing the solo. That's not George Harrison.
1 resolution in the key of A minor, which makes it good to play harmonic minor. And that is what he does. He starts off bending fret 14 on the G string, 1.5 step. He plays it 2 times staccato, and then the third time he releases it to 14. And then he plays fret 13.
That's interesting. I never would even considered that would have been in harmonic minor.
Bend it a half note, and then release back to 30. So this is a note from the E chord. Extremely tasty lick number 3.
Oh, next song, I guess.
This lick is using 6th intervals to double the melody. And the melody starts off on the B string 6. And then another time,
What is this guy on about?
B strings. This lick is using 6 intervals to double the melody. Starts off on B string 6. 4 and 6. Play the first note 2 times, the 6 and 6. And then another.
Yeah, I don't care about this one. Next.
Take up cool F minor third. Jam up. You play some in here. Real quick. This what you want to shoot. Make sure to check this one out, the live version in LA. Extremely tasty lick number 4.
Well, sometimes
This is a nice one.
Winehouse,
Check
I don't care.
And I'll read. So, yeah. Number 5. It's
Peter
neither also
Green,
bad.
Fleetwood
Guitar player,
Mac.
Peter Green. This song is basically one entire tasty lick, but I've chosen this phrase, simple yet so elegant. Okay, it's a major blues in key of A, and we play around this note, fret 10 on the B string. Start with 2 quick notes. 10, G, this note, fret 10 on the D string. We start off with two quick notes, fret 11 and 10 on the G and D string. We play a note that has a blue note in between. But not really towards a specific note, but just then we go to the E string.
Thriller's gone.
The king of phrases
Thriller's
is
gone.
B king, typical minor blues in B minor.
Thriller's
Play fret
gone
11 on
away.
the G string,
Alright.
followed by twice. We start on D. The next lick is just the answer. It's fret 12 on the E string, play it just once. Twice. Extremely tasty lick number 7. So this lick So it's played with double stop, the first one on string 1 and 2, fret 3. You can do
This is all good. I'm into the lick thing. It probably should just start accumulating licks and thinking of the licks as a thing to learn. But what we should have done first was done like our pentatonic shit and our modal stuff, and that would have been better warm up for learning the licks. Because the learning should happen last. You should start with the stuff you're most comfortable with, and then that's like the warm up, and then learn later in the session. And that's true for everything, whether it's skateboarding or whatever the fuck. So I'm just gonna switch it up and go to some modal shit. I think we were on Phrygian, which means today is Lydian. Alright, we'll work on that. What we're trying to do here. So what I'm doing is I'm going from like the A sharp to the major. F major. We could probably play this here. There we go. Because A sharp is also the first fret on the A string, obviously. I think that's in 3. Dun, 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 2, 3. Dun, 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 1, 2, 3. That actually works. some like reverby shit on that. stuff you can do with that. I'm gonna remember that one. Bum, 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 bum. Okay then. And it's neat because I started it up here at the A sharp, but I realized you could play it. I was in this A sharp, going up and down between the F and the A sharp, and then it occurred to me that they're right on top of each other if you just go down a string instead. So what do we want to get into then? What would be something fun? I've been saving lots of videos. I'm just gonna go through some of my watch laters. The diminished scale. So yeah, I was learning all sorts of weird scales the other day, right? So follow me on this one. This is a question I asked a long time ago. I was like, all right, so this is for us guitar players only. But I feel like every single guitar player is gonna like completely understand this shit like immediately and be like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. So we have the major scale. That's like, we'll put a little something on it on this guitar real quick. Let's check it. The major scale is this. It has a perfect fourth and a major seventh. It exists within this box, right? And then the Lydian is very similar. It's like the same scale, but it has an augmented fourth. So you got these two notes on top of each other. And then Mixolydian is yet again very similar to the major scale. It's the major scale with a minor seventh. So you have these two notes together. But what the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? And so I looked it up, and it's called the acoustic scale, apparently. So it's like, major is like this. You just swip those notes. It's augmented fourth and a minor seventh. So it's like you're combining the Lydian and the Mixolydian. You know what I mean? What the fuck is that? When do we use that? Like, what is that? Like, what the hell is that scale? And it just exists there. Like, it just stands to reason. Like, well, if I could play like this, and if I could play like this, and I could play like this, why can't I play like this? But it's not in the modal structure, so it's like, what is that? And then the other scale is the diminished scale, which I think is just, apparently it's like whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step. So that's another banger. You try practicing that for a little bit.
This is a thorough diminished scale guitar tutorial. The diminished scale, also called the octatonic scale, is widely used to create tension, to create a lack of obvious tonality, to modulate keys, or just to make things sound a little odd sometimes. As a guitarist, whether you're an improviser or a composer or a songwriter on the guitar, or if you're just interested in music theory, learning the diminished
I
scale.
feel like somehow I naturally stumbled upon the diminished scale without even ever knowing what the fuck it is.
Or shapes on the fretboard, and learning how to practice and apply them can help you get out of ruts, can help you sound a little more interesting or modern or experimental when you're bored of your own playing, or it could be just the thing that's needed to accurately nail the chord changes when playing or composing over diminished chords or dominant chords. We're going to get into all of that. I'm going to show you exactly how to start working on the diminished scale to get a basic understanding of it. And I'll even show you some steps that you can take to start working on the diminished scale on the guitar at an advanced level, so you can take your guitar playing there in the future for some time. This is part of my scale mapping lesson series, where I show the 5 scale shape positions of various scale types and how to map them out and work on them and apply them on the guitar. This diminished scale guitar lesson totally stands on its own, but check out that whole scale series if there are other scale types that you are interested in working on the guitar. First, I'll explain what the diminished scale is.
Honestly, I don't need a video for this. I'm just gonna put a scale diagram up here, and then I'm just gonna fucking jerk off on it for a little bit. That's really interesting how they have like these diagonals in it, so you can play these weird chords. So fascinating. I do this all the time. But I think of that as like the chromatic scale, but I guess I found the diminished scale within the chromatic scale somehow. Because I also just throw in random notes. I just know that that sounded good when you go up the 2 tones and then down a semitone. And the funny thing is that like the diminished scale kind of has like its own version of modes, I imagine, on some level. And it's so easy because it's just whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step forever. That's a fun scale. And then I saw this other one. The Dream Sequence Scale. Is that just a goofy name this guy is using? The Whole Tone Scale. That's what it's really called. Whole Tone Scale. Oh, I think that's probably just like all whole steps then. Ha, that's a funny scale. So that one was, so the diminished scale is all whole steps and half steps. And then the whole tone scale is just all whole steps. And he called it the dream sequence scale because it probably used that in a lot of the dream sequences. Alright, and then this is how you can remember it. It basically no notes are above each other except on the B string. It's like always. That's awesome. I can't believe that's so easy to learn and that's just waiting there for you. Man, that is fucking awesome. Holy shit, I'm gonna remember that. That's so easy, but it's so awesome. Alright, so whole tone scale. And this also has the diagonals. But there's a whole step between them. Alright, so that's the whole tone scale, and then this is the diminished scale. That's pretty badass. I'm into that shit. That seems like that would be used more on like piano or whatever, but like, I can know how to fuck it. I don't know, man. That's just badass.
In this video, I'll show you the whole tone.
Alright, diminished scale, whole tone scale, and then I also learned the acoustic scale. I want to see if I can get some more information on that. Is that even really called the acoustic scale? Best exotic guitar scale, the acoustic or the Lydian B7 scale, or Lydian flat 7 scale. And Bernth of all people is about to be telling us
What's
about
up, YouTube community? Thanks a lot for tuning in for
This is an old Bernth, back when he had like the dreadlocks, or he still has the dreadlocks.
today's video lesson. This time we take an in-depth look at the very interesting acoustic scale, also known as Lydian dominant, Lydian flat 7 or overtone scale. It has a very unique and special character, and if you're searching for a new sound or scale that will spice up your songwriting or licks, this might be the one to go for. To get started, we will take a look at one basic scale pattern in one position, starting from the root note C on the 8th fret of the low E string. Now that we checked out the scale in one position, we can analyze it together. Make sure to stick around for the demonstration of the sound in the end, so you can decide if you want to use it in the future. But first you have to study some.
Let's commit this to memory. I got the first half pretty easily because that it's just like the opposite of the major scale in a weird way. And this shit here. That's pretty odd. Hang on. Oh yeah, it goes here. Right now. No, it goes here. I guess I was underestimating this scale's shredding potential because it's called the acoustic scale, but now we got Bernth talking about it, which means
Music theory, so you
some
can
shreddage is about to
The
happen.
first thing that obviously stands out is the raised 4th scale degree, and that's exactly the reason why some of the names for the scale have the word Lydian in it. If you're not familiar with the modes yet, those are 7 heptatonic scales very closely related to the natural major and minor scale. In fact, those two scales are modes already. The natural major scale is called Ionian, and the natural minor scale is referred to as Aeolian. The rest of the modes in major are Lydian and Mixolydian, and the rest of the modes in minor are Dorian, Phrygian, and Locrian. For most of those scales, we just have to change one note from the natural major or minor scale, with the exception of Locrian, which is also the least popular mode. I recently made a super short lesson video about all the modes if you want to check it out in detail and see the differences. For Lydian, we just have to raise the 4th scale degree of the natural major scale, and everything else remains the same. So if I will play the C major scale up here, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, just have to raise the fourth note, the fourth scale degree. So F would become F sharp. C. F
That's not right.
chords and syntonic function. It will sound pretty terrible because the seventh you're playing will clash with the minor seventh of the chord, and that sounds pretty terrible. Knowing about such small musical details will spare you a lot of trouble. With the minor seventh, and if it's causing any A, B flat, and C, so its attributes fit the minor scale.
Alright. It's always great when they just start using words you like really don't know. Like, what the fuck is a tetrachord? It's like, so the first tetrachord is like, I don't know what that is, dude. Alright, what is a tetrachord? It's always good when you Google something and the first thing that shows up, it's all piano shit.
Hello, my name is Jeff
I imagine it's a 4-note chord.
Borolka. In one of my other videos, which is a solfege warm-up, the link is
Or
on
a
the screen.
4-note scale.
It's in all four ranges too. I talk about
Oh, so that's like those 4-note arpeggios then, essentially. Let's look up like tetrachords, guitar. Tetrachords. I'm gonna look up tetrachord guitar scales. You get like a scale diagram. So yeah, this is what I feared. A 4-note jump. Get the fuck out of here, bruh. I'm just getting to the 3-note shit, bro. I'm just getting my hands on the 3-note shit. You're telling me there's 4-note jumps now? Fuck you. No, it's not in there. But if you did, it'd be much more appealing, to me at least.
Whole step, half step, whole step. Before we talk about the rest of the theory information, I would like to
Wait, hang
touch
on.
half step B flat in O, 3 whole steps. But the second tetrachord is G, A, B flat, and C. So its attributes fit the
Let's think about this here. So, whole step. Whole step. Wait, hold on. Whole step, whole step. Whole step, whole step, whole step, whole step. Half step. So whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step. That's odd. No. See, I want to play the major 7, but it's a minor 7 in this weird scale. So we get this cool chord. I always think of that as like the reverse major, because majors, and it's like the other 2 notes. Those notes are in major. The perfect 4th. This major. And this is this shit. The acoustic, or the Lydian flat 7. Or Lydian dominant? I don't think that's dominant though. So then let's just go through these. Major. Mixed Lydian. Lydian. And then the acoustic scale, Lydian dominant, Lydian flat 7, or also called the overtone scale, apparently. Interesting. Well, what time is it? only an hour and a half. We can do a little bit more. Let's learn about hectatonic scales. So most of the heptatonic scales are blues scales, but I'm sure there's a lot of weird ones. Alright, well maybe let's try like 8-note scales, because that's pretty out there. 8-note scales. Like some Spanish shit. The octatonic scale. This is from Berkeley College. I don't know. Guitar, or octatonic scale guitar. Easy jazz guitar lesson.
Sometimes I'll upload a goofy lick or something to my Instagram or Facebook story, and I always get questions asking me, what is the scale I'm playing and how do you apply it in general context? So that inspired me today to make a little mini lesson on the octatonic scale, and I'm going to show you today how you can apply that over just standard dominant chords, and I'm going to give you a real good fingering. The nice thing about the octatonic scale is that it sits so nicely on the guitar. So you learn this one fingering that I'm going to give you, and in fact it's symmetrical, so you can move that fingering all around the neck and it's going to work everywhere. So you just learn one fingering and you've got a sound you can apply to any dominant chord anytime one of those comes up and you're searching for that kind of sound. If you want to talk about the theory behind it, it works over dominant chords because 4 of the notes in this scale are the 4 notes of a dominant chord. We'll touch on that later. I should say that the octatonic scale is known in 3 different ways. So first off, obviously the one that I use, octatonic, and I'll explain why I like that in a second. But generally jazz musicians refer to it as the diminished scale. And that's because
we were just covering this, the diminished scale. So the diminished scale is an 8-note scale? Wait, let's count this out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it is an 8-note scale. So the octave, which is the 8, usually is not the 8, it's the 9th in this one. Shit, man. Shit. We already learned that one. Do you want to do the more sweep picking? We can try doing quick sweep picking. Let's do that sweep picking exercise with Bernd, where like we follow along. I'm just gonna copy what he does, just so we can practice that motion.
Today we're gonna work on our sweep picking skills together.
I'm gonna scoop these
This
mids.
is a play-along workout video, and that means that you please check out the difference between sweep picking and alternate picking with me real quick. As you can see, you're not picking the strings individually. So practice goal number 1 is avoiding those
That last part. Alright. So to review. We did spider walk, advanced spider walk, the 4 note per string, then we jammed in the Lydian, and we messed around with some new scales, like the mid scale. And the whole tone scale. And the acoustic scale. Practice some sweep picking. Alright, how about we do some, since I got the time, I'm gonna get some tapping exercises in.
Tapping. One of the absolute coolest and most exciting guitar techniques out there. This playing style will allow you to compose amazingly creative riffs and licks. And the upcoming workout will greatly help you with taking your tapping skills to a professional level. You will play along with me and we're working on an awesome tapping riff together. This one features tapping with multiple fingers, tapping slides, and besides the tapping method, it will also greatly improve your scratching on technique, which is absolutely essential workout, no matter how if you're not part of our community yet.
Dude, where's my car?
But that's enough talk to get ready.
We worked on this one a while ago, but let's try and work on this daily a little bit. So let's break this apart. I gotta change the effects I got on this. Let's try it a little more clearly, just so we can really focus on the technique. bit much. It's doable though. We can just keep working on that, and by the end of it, we'll have great tapping technique. I think perhaps what we could do is try to learn a famous solo or like a good song. Not even really a hard one. Just like get a couple songs learning it. Like I don't know. Just play it 2 times. Cause that's how I learned really. I just used to play songs. So we could try to do like System of a Down real quick, cause that's real simple. But there is some like timing to it that'll work on our chugga chugga technique. I'm gonna tune it down to C. So they play a drop C. A lot of people play in drop D. They tune the whole guitar down a whole step, and they drop the D even more to a C. Come on, pick that up. This tuner sucks on the actual app, or not the app, my DAW. I think I have a phone tuner that works a lot better. Alright, now I got that. Close that. Just to test my ear, I'm going to tune in my ear from there. I'll drop my pick. Whatever, I'll tune it first. found another pick. That's like that. You ever watch The Good, the Bad, the Ugly? One bastard comes in, another bastard comes out. See, these aren't the right gauge strings for tuning down this low, so they don't stay in tune very well, but you can get them. Yeah, a lot of these metal guys, they're like tuning it down to like drop L these days. Drop L. In the key of L. L for low. Sounds badass. around. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. is pretty badass. Yeah, definitely. It's been a minute since I played with like drop C, with like distortion and all of that. It's kind of like my own shit. Crazy. Ain't that shit crazy? All these sneaky dissing ass niggas is amazing. Alright then. I think that covers it.